Hello, good day. I'm Concepcion C. Sorasco, and in this video, I will share my analysis of Alberto Florentino's one act play, which is The World is an Apple, and how it connects to the present social and political relation, our situation in the Philippines. So, although this play is a short, but the message is strong and clear. So, the story shows the struggle of poor people who face hard choices just to survive. So, the main characters in the story are Mario and Gloria, which they they represent the ordinary Filipinos who are affected by poverty and inequality. So in the story, I will tell you the story quick. So in the story, Mario is a poor father who used to work at the factory. He was fired from his job because he took money to buy medicine for his sick daughter. So this situation reflects how the economic structures, class relations continue to affect our society. Just like Mario, many people live in poverty not because they are lazy, but because the system does not give equal opportunities to everyone. Yes, to everyone. Like for example, wages are low, jobs are hard to find, and even those who work honestly still struggle to feed their families. So this story shows how the working class often faces pressure from an unfair economic system that favors the rich. So the economic conditions that don't just affect jobs or money, but they also affect our culture, politics, and our beliefs. When people are poor, they become more vulnerable to bad influences like corruption or crime. Some people may vote for the leaders who promise big hope, but it's not, even if it's not real change. So in our culture, we often see stories of sacrifice, survival, and poverty because these reflect real life for many Filipinos. But these problems are not just personal, but they are also political and cultural because they shape the way people live, think, and act. We can also see class struggle in our country's history. So during the Spanish rule, Filipinos fought against oppression and inequality. So in more modern times, workers go on strike to demand fair pay and better working conditions. Even events like the IDSA revolution show how ordinary people unite to fight against our systems that do not serve their needs. So these historical moments shows that the class conflict has always been the part of how the society changes. And also, the story connects with the idea of the historical materialism. Why? Because the people's lives and the way society is built depend mostly on their material or economic conditions. So in the play, Mario did not become a thief just because he wanted to, but because his situation forced him to do it or to make a painful decision. So the poor do not choose to be poor, but is their position in society makes it harder for them to make good choices. That is how the poverty becomes a cycle. In the play, it also challenges the class system. It does not simply say Mario is a bad person for stealing, but instead it asks us to deeply into why he did it, why did why he did stealing. It tells the audience to understand that when people are trapped in poverty, their choices become limited. Our choices become limited. So this story is not just about um, one man's mistake, but it is about how society makes it hard for um, people like Mario to live with dignity. So the plot of the story is also, or the plot of the play is also shaped by economic problems. Mario actions, stealing money, comes from his needs to take care for his family. So everything in the story moves around that one problem, not having enough money to meet basic needs. So this reflects what many people face in real life. They are forced to choose between the survival and morality, not because um, not because they want to do wrong or we want to do wrong, they but because they don't have other options. So for me, um, the play is very effective and persuasive because it made me reflect on the realities faced by many people in our country. It does not try to shock the audience, but it quietly shows the pain, the choices, and the consequences that poor people deal with. And also, it made me feel sympathy, anger, and awareness at the same time. So um, I believe Alberto wants the writer wants us not only to feel, but to think and hopefully act. It shows that injustice should not only punish wrong acts, but must also understand the system that causes them. In conclusion, the world is an apple is still very relevant today. Why? Because it reminds us that poverty is not just um, personal problem; it is a social and political one. It opens our eyes to the struggles of others and encourages us to question the kind of system we live in. And that's all. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening.